I'm calling today's session On Balance. I'm going to introduce Jerry to one of my images of Shiva, which Dan envisioned last week when Jerry was away. Then I want to see what we have to say about what these images are doing for us, as well as for each other and for our viewers. So, on balance. I will introduce this image to Jerry the same way I introduced it to Dan last week. I'm putting a tall order before us, wanting to provide our viewers and listeners with a new inner depth vista, showing that we can now unite our child, mythic, and future self-images in our present consciousness, and thus see our individual and communal acts coming together on the spur of the moment instead of going to pieces. One thing I haven't emphasized as we go along is that the attitude underlying the practice of eidetic imaging we're demonstrating is experimental. This means we approach each image in an exploratory frame of mind, looking to see what happens next. We do what I call ISM, image somatic response meaning concentration, noticing frame by frame, step by step, exactly how our body as imager responds to each new frame or move in the animating eidetic image we're concentrating on. As you too know, eidetic images emanate. They are just naturally flowing. So in practicing eidetic imaging, we're following each new angle as the image moves our attention forward, out of whatever we may be fixating on. When we do emanation to prompt an eidetic image to emanate, we give ourselves more time to concentrate on the image more attentively than we're used to doing. We concentrate enough to experience exactly how the image we are seeing and sensing is playing upon our body, which is the instrument these images play. To get started from our current state of mind these days, which is so often full of distractions and interruptions, it's best to do the following imaging. So please close your eyes and breathe as deeply as the sea, all the way in and all the way out until you feel your mind settling into your body. And just let me know when you feel that. The handsome youth East Indians call Shiva, the Lord of Dance, is the central figure in this image. He is a mythic figure who has become the central figure in my inner family of powerful figures. As my image begins, I ask Shiva to jump onto the fulcrum of a seesaw. He does this instantly, in no time. At first, I feel the uprightness of his standing tall there, which is bringing out some uprightness in my body. Then I also feel my feet planted, mirroring the way his feet are planted, slightly apart. Now I'm feeling some square-shouldered too. And then the four-sided look on Shiva's face is so forceful. It makes my right arm feel that it too is arcing straight forward with tremendous strength and sureness. Shiva's straightforwardness is so strong, I feel it gathering together all the forces of straightforwardness in me, which I never knew I have. Now I'm hearing my mentor, Dr. Asen, saying with delectation, "How do you like it?" He'd say that when something particularly delicious was showing up in an image. So now, Jerry, I'd simply like you to see Shiva jump onto the fulcrum of a seesaw and tell us what is happening in your image and your body, step by step, move by move.
I see Shiva jump up on the seesaw, and I see his face, very bright eyes, and I see his smile. His feet spread apart a bit, like you mentioned, Janet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I see his eyes, his bright eyes, and his smile, look captivated. Um,
What happens if you look at them one at a time?
I just see this incredible brightness as I look into his right eye. And I feel alert in my body and calm. Feel a calmness, just like I'm at ease, but alert. So it feels like my tissues and my muscles are awake, but not tense.
What emotion comes with that awake but not tense feeling?
Curiosity, also something like affirmation or resonance with him. And when
Mm-hmm.
I look into his left eye, it has a very knowing look, but not as not as bright and playful. Has a kind of an older, slightly more serious look to it. And I noticed some tingling in my legs. Notice my chest more. I see he has a white shirt on, and it's blowing in the breeze. See his hair blowing. Seems like he's out in the desert.
What is your body response to the breeze and the blowing?
Mm. I just feel some energy moving through me, like some vitality.
Mm-hmm.
Get a picture of him riding a horse. That same kind of blowing wind and him just very in the wind, and like the energy of his body is continuous with that of the wind. And I feel some of that myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, just tuning into him. It's just like this call into motion. It's like this real uh I guess dancing movement, but even the word dance doesn't exactly capture it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is a very organic, powerful movement,
Mm-hmm.
a continual flow, uh, just like that current of the wind, or that current of wild energy moving, moving him, moving with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that in myself as well. Feel it rising up, like rising up the length of my body into my face. I get this sense that he's absorbed in what he's doing,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not like totally inward and lost in it.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
I like it. It feels good. It feels uh being very, just a sense of being very present in my own um form,
Mm-hmm.
my own body,
Mm-hmm.
and still alive in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like both a very um self self-assured, self-possessed quality,
Mm-hmm.
but also something about those open eyes, and the movement being continuous with the wind. That's also very much awake to the larger picture, not just what's happening inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see the crescent moon, very very slender crescent moon with Venus in the evening sky. It's that real summer evening, kind of bright, illuminated blue sky at dusk. And I feel some joy and some more of that similar energy just welling up. Um, then I noticed that she was on the seesaw again. And it seems like a scale. It seems like the scale with the two weights, but it's not just static. There's motion in it. Yeah, when I see that, somehow I get this sense of more horizontal quality
Mm-hmm.
inside myself,
Mm-hmm.
and this rootedness, but there's still that other motion of the dance. Yeah, it's a powerful feeling
Mm-hmm.
to have that like dynamic rooted quality, but then also the very free moving dance. And I see that the horse, I see that horse, I see nostrils very big, just like kind of pounding, running with the curls of its mane. Feel some strength in the front of my arms and my torso, the back of my neck, my shoulders, my lower back. Yeah, that look in Shiva's eyes is very much, again, it's self-possessed, but it's also like beckoning in a
Mhm.
way to pay attention and to wake up. So it's very engaging.
Where are you feeling that?
I feel it mainly in my torso, muscles around my torso. Yeah, the feet, the strength in the feet and that just lower part. I feel some of that as well. I mean, as soon as I feel into that, I see the legs of a male hula dancer. Similar kind of energy, this very grounded, solid, strong, but also very uh, lively and yeah, just like the sense of not just someone dancing, but someone connecting with powerful energy,
Hmm.
powerful wild quality, just like flames, like the way flames move, or the way the horse moves, or the way that wind comes through.
So if I ask you, what is this image doing for you? Could you come up with I mean, you've been describing it beautifully, but
Mhm.
could you come up with an answer to that? What is this image doing for you?
Mm. It's just inviting me to really wake up and be feel my strength to feel some of the powerful energies that move through the wild world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, I just
Mhm.
feel like the energies of this image and what it brings up is inviting me outside.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But you can be outside, inside, right?
I can be outside, inside. Yeah,
Okay.
and I have to say it makes me want to go like sleep up on the mountain tonight.
Okay, so that's beautiful. Now, would you be ready to hear what Dan has been experiencing with in while listening to your image? And then I want him to tell you something of what his image was last week. So, were you ready to hear how what Dan has to say in response to seeing and sensing your image?
Yeah.
The first thing I'm noticing from the image is that breeze, that air sort of filling up, like taking in a breath. And the idea of it just feeling it across the hairs on the body and the hairs on the head as much as, and especially I'm noticing the one eye sort of brighter or open, the right eye, I believe. And there's a lot in that eye. It's sort of there's a little twinkle, but it's open and there's an interesting contrast between the breeze going by, brushing against things lightly, and this just being both soft and delicate like an eye is, but also just holding its form. Got this sense of a steadiness in the breeze, no matter what goes
Mhm.
by. This eye, this sort of glinting thing, looking forward very steadily. This sort of extra, wide open, bright eye is just saying a lot with its steadfastness in the midst of everything else. There's an extreme concentration. It sort of feels like the arc of a sail, like in a sailboat, that it's just sort of that it's got this forward-looking feeling, like you're standing on the bow of a ship, taking in the world goes by, but this eye is just sort of holds its place where it is.
And what's happening in your body as you see that?
So I get inspired to stand a little taller with my back arched, and I believe my eyes are widening, but give me a moment. There's a sense of awe, there's a sense of, I guess, inner peace or timelessness in the idea of the sort of eye going by, everything else goes by, but there's this calm or wisdom or just being without any identifiers, confident in its existence and how it is, though it's not there. So for me, in my body, both that arching, matching there, and I'm feeling at least here an outer calm stillness of and taking in of a breath. Maybe a little tingly here, especially when I move my hands like that. But it's enjoyment of the situation not having to be anything else than it is. Just the idea of taking a moment, very timeless moment, and just experiencing without overthinking, or serene might be a
Yes.
good word.
Can you elaborate on the body response, please?
There's a fuller posture and stretching.
Mm-hmm.
And I take in that breeze is still noticeable in my mouth, or most of the time it's actually I've been noticing through my nostrils, just the right amount of
Mm-hmm.
air filling things up, but not overfull, not whatever, just right.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes into my shoulders, lifts me all up a little bit at once, and it slows down the pace of my body and my breathing, probably my heart rate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to know who you are at a fairly deep level, which is just a being that senses, that experiences. There's not a need to put more on them,
Mm-hmm.
try to define it
Mm-hmm.
or get a scalpel to it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dissect it. It's more.
It's the being there.
Yeah.
Hmm? So you see, you have to open your mind, heart, and soul to these gifts that you're maybe not expecting to be able to get from yourself. But they're there, and if when we open ourselves to them, then they come through more and more. Hmm?
Mhm.
But we do get so rushed and pushed around that oftentimes we just override them. We don't even know they're there. Right. So it takes a little determination to really give way to them. And then they turn out to be quite mighty in the right direction. Right? Mightier than we would ever guess was possible to come from within us, right? But
Yeah.
at the beginning, it does take that extra appetite to reach for them or open to them, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So may I ask you now at this time the same question I asked Jerry? Now that you have given way to this experience, what would you say it's doing for you?
Well, yeah, I feel slowed down, and that's a good thing. I feel calmer, that's for sure. Feel more peaceful or at peace.
Mm.
I just got this inner sense of the me inside the storm, or the calm within the storm, or the whatever else is going by. There's still this sense of taking it in, experiencing, breathing, and not being as disrupted or affected by external factors
Mm-hmm.
in the world. I mean,
So
so
what would you do to strengthen that sense of not being as affected by those external things? Well, how would you emphasize that, review that, look at it more and tell me more?
but basically, I would need some quiet time is the main thing. And just to be able to, just to take some time with that. And just, if I enjoy it and sense it, that's great. If I fall asleep for a bit, that's great too. Sort of whatever, but just to take it in and not to put any external pressures on it, and to
Mm-hmm.
take the time to be timeless, if you
That's
will.
beautiful, because I think that's a perfect word for you. I never would have thought it, but that is a very perfect word for you. To be timeless will be a great cure for you. Right? Hmm?
I think so. Yeah, I've had good moments and peak experiences and such in my life, but I'm ready for more, and therefore and less at the same time. Having less to get more calm,
Mhm.
less stimuli, to just take in the basics, the fundamentals, and just take it in.
Okay,
I could see.
you're on, Jerry, if you like.
I really was with you at that whoever it was, whether Shiva or someone else standing at the bow of that ship, of standing in that wind. Not like a statue, but yeah, just rooted in within.
Mhm.
And also all I was just seeing this wild ocean and in the wind and just all this, but still, like you said, this on the bow of this ship moving forward. Uh, I like that image of the eye surveying all the all the energies of the waves and the wind and the water, um, but holding steady to the course in a way. And I enjoyed the curve of the sail, this image of the curved sail moving along the horizon, and certain things you were saying. I was enjoying their like recapitulation of some of the things in my image, maybe that seemed that way to me, like that crescent moon and then the crescent of the sail moving along the horizon. And you were talking about breathing through the nostril and just that detail of the horse's nostril that I was enjoying. So I just loved the unfolding of being informed by and infused by each other's images and energies, but having it continually be new and emergent. Yeah, very rich. Um,
I have to say, I wasn't, yeah, even thinking of the crescent moon or the nostrils, but I was feeling it all. I was sensing that. Um, yeah, interesting.
yeah, just this sense of the wellspring that we're dipping into this same wellspring in our own way. Yeah, it's we're our individual selves, but we're part of this bigger dynamic.
So I'm kind of tickled to know that you two can appreciate that so soon in your practice, because it took me a while, but you're affirming my sense that other people can catch on to this sooner than I did. And I'm grateful for that, because I do believe that that's the essential thing that our civilization needs to know, which I'm so pleased to see the way you two enjoy sharing your images and appreciating these energy gifts we can give each other when we're not working on ego consciousness, but are working on this self and mutually illuminating range of our imagination.